So basically, my stomach's been growling for a while, and I've been trying to wait for the right time to go downstairs to get something to eat. But really, I just should have went when I woke up at 7. But I was doing my best to try to go back to sleep because somebody was making all types of noise and stuff while I was trying to go to sleep till 4:25 a.m. So that's why when I woke up at 7, I was trying to go back to sleep because that's only like 4 hours, something like that. I can really even halfway breathe. I guess because it's kind of hot in here. But also because I get out of breath easily. But anyway, TJ came here trying to bust in the room like he does every single day all the time. And luckily he didn't come in because I was about to start changing. Luckily he didn't come in because I was about to start changing clothes anyway. So that whole busting up in the room every single day, hoping somebody's changing or something, is really getting annoying because he does that literally every single day, all day long. And then he makes up this lie that he thought somebody said come in. Or he'll be like, I couldn't hear you, so I thought you said come in. First of all, that sounds stupid. I don't know why he thinks that everybody else is. I'm not trying to be rude or so like he is to even fall for something like that. Because he does like to try to play people like people are him all the time. That's kind of annoying. Because that doesn't even sound right. Talking about I couldn't hear you, so I thought you said come in. And that's the excuse that he uses every time he busts up in here. Well, we're about to change or something. Well, I change under the cover because I'm not about to change in front of other people. And so, since I never have a room, I don't know why he is constantly hoping somebody's about to be half dressed anyway. Anyway, like I was saying, so luckily he didn't end up busting in here like he did just a minutes ago, 2 times. Because he was saying that we needed to come help them bring the groceries in because they had went and got some groceries. And so, for one, I already feel sick and I didn't want to do that because I knew that something stupid was bound to happen. And so I thought they were done, so I just went down there. And then, here they go, saying I'm stealing somebody's stuff again. Just like Stephen did that other morning with the mouthwash. First of all, what do I look like trying to use somebody else's mouthwash and put my mouth on somebody else's stuff when I've had a tonsil infection for the past, I don't even know how many years, but it's been since before 2020, and now it's 2022. And then he's over there saying that I use his mouthwash. To be truthfully honest, nobody should even have to steal somebody's mouthwash anyway, because they should actually be taking care of people and buying people their own, so nobody will have to go around stealing stuff that's basic needs. That reminds me of that whole thing with the almond milk that they blamed on me that I didn't even drink anyway some months back. And when I was trying to make a video, my sister's boyfriend came in here and said, "Don't touch my almond milk." And I was like, I didn't even do that anyway. And then he had closed the door and left. Because my mom and them had said I touched it when I didn't touch it anyway. And so I had told somebody that. Somebody's in the shower. I'm glad they said her because I already know I was about to be the one that was about to have to do that, just like I do every single other day. But anyway, like I was saying, so I had told somebody about that and sent them the video because I was already recording and talking about something before he came in there and said that. So I just so happened to catch that on camera too. And he's the only nice one in the situation. But to try to keep his relationship with Chocolate, he'll try to stay quiet about stuff. But he hasn't been here anyway because of the whole lie that was told on him in the jail thing. So he's been there for, I don't know how many months at this point. But anyway, so when I told somebody about that, they said they're just picking on you because, for one, basic needs like food and drink shouldn't be restricted anyway. And that is true. Because all this, somebody buying a whole bunch of drinks and stuff, gallons of drinks for themselves, and then not wanting to share it. And then, like, what my sister that's in the neighborhood does, she'll buy a whole bunch of food and not even want to share it, then not even eat it, then have it sitting in her refrigerator moldy, and then end up throwing it all away. because it ended up getting old. Because she didn't even eat it, but yet she didn't want to share it with anybody. There's nothing, I don't know what I'm going to say. There's nothing more stingy than not wanting to share so bad. You'll still throw something away in someone's face and knowing someone else wanted it. And you didn't want it in the first place, but just because you didn't want to share it, you did that. I don't think I explained that right. But maybe somebody will understand what I'm trying to say. Basically being willing to throw something away, knowing somebody else wanted it. But I don't think I explained it any better that time. But yeah. Because Sonar was talking about his drinks and stuff. And then he was like, now how'd that get that empty? And then my mom pointed at me. And that was as soon as I came down the steps. And all I was trying to do was put a drink that I've had up here in the refrigerator. Which I probably shouldn't do anyway because for whatever reason we're not allowed to use the refrigerator. So as soon as we put something in there, one of my mom or Steven takes it out and throws it away anyway. Same with the microwave. We can't put anything in the refrigerator to even get cold, like a cup of water. Or sit something in the microwave for a few minutes to go to the bathroom and then come back and finish eating it. Because, I don't know, we just can't. But yeah, chocolate can have food sitting in her refrigerator and sitting in the microwave till it has mold all over it. Because she forgets about it. But yet, I can't even put something in the refrigerator for it to get cold without somebody throwing it away, then cursing me out for using the refrigerator the way it's supposed to be used. What's even the point of having one if you're not even allowed to use it? That's why I'm really trying to figure out what's actually going on and what someone actually has planned. Because if nobody's about to be able to really do anything, like the people I have told about the situation that said that they would try to help, then people need to go ahead and say that so I can continue to figure out what I can do on my own. I'm really getting tired of this whole wishful thinking stuff anyway. This whole hoping somebody will be a hero and all that stuff is really getting old. Because honestly, if I couldn't even help myself to get out the situation, what is some random person going to be able to do? Even if they are a counselor or something. If I couldn't even get myself out with them, what is someone else going to do? If somebody who was a witness to it couldn't even help me get out, then what is someone else going to do? If I can't even get myself out with video evidence, what is somebody else going to be able to do? That's why I really need to stop this wishful thinking stuff and hoping somebody will help. Because honestly, sitting around waiting on somebody all day who hasn't even said anything back about what they have planned and if they can actually help is really getting tiresome. Because I'm not trying to keep sitting around waiting for somebody till it's too late or something like that. Because honestly, that's kind of what I've been doing. And I might as well accept the fact that nobody can really help me but me. But the thing is, when I do try to call places and stuff to get help, the bad thing is, since I'm underage, they have to report it. And then people like CPS that never do anything will have to get involved. And then that'll mess everything up. Like somebody told me to try calling free legal aid. And they could help me get a case going, especially since I have evidence. And since I have over 1,500 at this point videos evidence, or at least I should have that much by now, then there really shouldn't be much deciding to do because I have too much evidence to not win the case anyway. Especially if a mental health professional comes in and talks about how the fact that all the diagnoses were false anyway. But the problem with that is if I call them, since I'm underage, there's nothing that they can really do to help me, I don't think. Because I think I have to be 18 plus for them to even do any service for me. So the thing about that is, the only thing they're going to be able to do is report probably, and then have CPS come over here and do nothing. But then again, like I said, that was in North Carolina where they constantly never do anything. I don't know how they move around here in Georgia. They might be better in Georgia than they are in Winston, but I mean, they're mostly bad everywhere. Because, like people say, it's like the people that don't need to be removed always end up getting removed, and the people that do need to be removed have to beg and cry to get removed and still don't end up getting removed. That's exactly why I'm done with the whole CPS thing anyway. I just want to get emancipated because it's obvious that never gonna end up I would never end up getting put in foster care anyway because they never do anything. That's why emancipation is really the only choice. Plus foster care is already dangerous. And with the age I am, it's really too late for that. Even though I don't look anywhere near my age, so somebody could, like I said before, because I've seen it happen before where they lie and say someone's younger than they actually are. And that would work for me, but I don't have time for all that. Because that's a whole bunch of extra crazy stuff. It's just really too late for that. Because as close as I am to 18 anyway, there's no point in even trying to sit in foster care when I can go ahead and start getting my life together now. Instead of sitting in the system hoping I'll get adopted, and then most likely by the time I am adopted, I'll be like 17 anyway. And that's kind of pointless. And I have nobody else to live with, so that's why emancipation is my only choice anyway. And I still have the legal aid numbers written down. But it's like, I know there's actually really two things that can happen. One, because I'm underage, they can't actually do anything for me but report. And two, they don't believe me anyway. And that's the thing I hate. It's like if I say something about the physical and verbal abuse that goes on, somebody will believe that. But then once I bring up the whole false diagnosis thing, then somebody starts saying, oh, well, maybe she's just manic and all that stupid stuff. It's like, what do people actually really think about the whole psychiatry system? Because obviously, people think really highly of it and don't actually know what really goes on. Because it shouldn't be that hard for people to even know that a lot of people are diagnosed with a whole bunch of stuff that they don't have. The majority of people with diagnosed with ADHD, especially in low income areas, like the hood and stuff, don't even have ADHD. They have trauma. I don't think I've ever even met somebody diagnosed with ADHD that actually had ADHD. That just makes me wonder, how much data on diagnosis and how many people have them is actually wrong. Because I bet there's a lot of data on ADHD, and most of the people that were used for the data don't even have ADHD. Because like I just said, I have never met somebody diagnosed with ADHD that actually had ADHD. Never. But anyway, yeah, because this stuff is getting tiresome. And I know I say that every day, because it is and it has been. And one of the things that they said I did use once. It was coffee creamer, but I only used a little bit because that stuff is nasty and it makes my stomach hurt. Milk makes my stomach hurt. The only thing I even drink every day is sink water. Because I really try to not drink stuff and eat stuff that makes me bloated, but I know I'm gonna have to eat stuff that makes me bloated. But the water doesn't make me bloated, but the sink water tastes nasty though. That's one thing I do know. And I'm tired of drinking stuff with sugar. First of all, I've never liked soda, and sugar really makes my stomach hurt. Especially ever since the whole metabolic syndrome thing with the pills and the weight gain and the halfway getting diabetes. Not halfway, I meant to say almost. I don't think, is halfway almost the same thing? Or is halfway like I halfway have it? Because I'm getting a little confused. I don't think I said that right, but almost. Because even when I did have the metabolic syndrome from the pills, when I would get my blood sugar and stuff checked, I would always have either really high blood sugar or really low. Always had accelerated heartbeats and stuff. So yeah. And that's why I'm tired of this whole people being funny with food thing anyway. Because the stuff that I do have to eat is stuff that makes me sick anyway. Like pork. Pork has always made me sick. It tastes nasty anyway. And it's another thing that gets me bloated. And then the thing is, I could just go on for days about this whole food thing. But still, though, I hate having to be scared to go downstairs to eat something every single morning because I know something stupid's bound to go down. Either I'm about to get blamed for something, I'm about to get pulled into a smear campaign, or just something crazy. It's always going to be something crazy every single morning. Just like all those times where going out there to try to get something to eat in the morning or in the afternoon. Because a lot of times, I usually never eat breakfast. I can't think of, within years. So, even going down there to eat, not at breakfast time, but at, 3 p.m. and stuff, still something stupid starts to happen. Because I remember all those times where those whole hour-long yell things started for me trying to go downstairs to get something to eat. They'll last from the time I go down there all the way till nighttime, like 10 p.m. and stuff. And that's one bad thing about this. It's like once they get started, it's impossible to get them to stop too. Because they'll keep going about it for hours and hours. Same thing with the lies they make up. The lies they make up. Like a lot of the lies that they constantly bring up about me were lies that were made up years and years ago. Some of them were made up before Steven even came into the picture. So that just shows how much my mom sits around telling him stuff. And then he starts bringing it up too. Like the whole I never showered thing. That was never true anyway. But that was made up before Steven even came into the picture in 2018. That was made up when my mom was still married to her ex-husband. In 2016, when I first moved in with her, she started saying that. So why is Steven dragging along a lie that was made before I had ever even met him? That's the stuff I talk about. Telling him crazy stuff, and now he won't stop bringing it up either. And the most annoying thing about it is none of the stuff that they say is ever even true. They're always lying. Just like that lie that was made up in 2018. Or maybe that was 2019. Because it was at that same place where they caught the house on fire and then blamed me when I wasn't even there anyway. The whole I was standing at the end of somebody and TJ's bed with a knife while they were asleep thing, that never happened. And the bad thing about it is when I was on the pills, they had me acting all types of stupid. And I still have aftermath of it, but they had me acting all types of stupid. When he kept gaslighting me about the whole I was standing at the end of their bed with the knife thing, since I was on the pills, I was actually starting to really believe it. That's the worst thing about the pills. Once I got on the pills, I actually started to believe the lies that they were telling me about me. Stuff that I knew couldn't have possibly happened. So yeah, I'm basically just ranting. Because this stuff is really annoying. I'm tired of having to be scared to go downstairs and eat every single day. And that's why I really wish that I had some type of Lunchable stash or something. But of course, most stuff has to be refrigerated that I would really even want to eat because I don't even like junk food. It wasn't until I moved in with her to where I had to sit around eating brownie cakes and stuff all day. And I never liked this stuff. I've actually never liked sugar, even before the whole pill thing happened. And that was one thing I hated. Who's standing outside the door breathing like they have attitude? It's 3:25 anyway. I should have just went down there at 7. And regardless.